This is Axis and Allies 1914 on the 2 or Less channel, and video number 9 in the series, which means we're at the start of the 5th round with the Austrian-Hungarian Empire. I wish I could make some sort of corny gag about the Empire Strikes Back. It wouldn't be appropriate. It's really, the Empire is trying to hang on by the skin of its teeth whilst being offensive on one corner. Their purchase is going to be infantry artillery, giving them a couple of IPCs in change. We have this block, as you know, down in the south-west of the region, where Tyrolea is being invaded by a conglomeration of the French and the Italians from the Entente. The Central Powers are trying to rush their way in to Munich, but they'll have to go via Bohemia because they can't actually leave Tyrolea because they haven't got a force of their own power. Even though it's a friendly power, they can't leave here. Has to be one of their own units in there in the first place before it can move out of a conflicted zone. So they have to let the Germans get on with protecting their own country. I'm not sure that we want to be rushing that way too quickly anyhow. So they're going to be moving their forces in from Vienna into Tyrolea. There's 2 tanks there and not enough infantry artillery to really support them. But I think if we do not try to contest that region now, you wouldn't want to have the tanks in defence because they're much better as an attacking unit because of their absorbing of the hits and the fact that in attack they actually roll slightly higher. So, looking at what Italy can bring through afterwards, which is only minor, we should get on and press and attack now rather than later. We're going to bring in 1 man from Tyrolea. It's only a small help, but any help is going to be good. We're bringing in the 2 artillery units, the extra 3 infantry, the 2 tanks are going to roll in with their extra punching power and absorption, and the plane we are going to leave in here to help this attack. If we can really squash the Italian advance now, it's going to pay dividends, we hope. Further up north, the Glacier crew, or Galicia, I keep pronouncing it different ways every time, they're going to move into the Ukraine to stymie their rearward attack on our Austria-Hungary forces in Moscow. They are going to push this attack through. Camera just wobbled then. They're going to lose because they haven't got enough forces, but they do have an airplane, and that's going to help boost their artillery up. We think to a way of smashing enough pieces out of the Russians that Russia will fall this turn. I thought it might have fallen on turn 4. I was a bit in advance of myself, but now I've got more confidence. Here's how the attack looks in Moscow on the board when it's naked, but when it's enhanced by the air superiority, artillery move up to 4s, infantry get moved up to 3s by the artillery. Let's have a roll. Let's hope for a good one. The airplane gets a shot first to strafe the ground units and misses. The 4 artilleries go in at 4s and get 2 hits. Oh, sorry, 3 hits. They're at 4s. That's not bad. And all the infantry rolling at 3s. 3 hits as well. Oh man alive, that's better. That's slightly stronger than we're expecting. Good nonetheless. For the Russians, 12 at 3. Hold your breath, gird your loins. And I'm seeing a hat full of 6s. Just the 5, I think. No, 6 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So a score draw. I believe that the Austria-Hungarians will stay alive, but only just. Massive dent to the Russians, though. That is how Moscow looks at the end of the Austrian-Hungarian attack. They have 1 infantry, 1 artillery, 1 plane versus 6 guys left in there. We're going to hope that the Germans can come in and do enough damage, but don't forget that the Russians will get a go before the Germans. So once again, it may hang on for another round. It's getting tedious over here. It's like battling in the trenches, which is what we are doing. In Ukraine, that's the next battle ready to go. We have infantry artillery versus an air superior Russia. That's on the board already. We have the 4 artilleries promote 1 infantry, so just 5 at 3 from the Austria-Hungarian forces. Wow! I was just lost for words then. 5 at 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That wipes out Russia in the Ukraine. That's going to affect a heck of a lot of things, including their monetary values. Oh my god. Their 1 plane giving air superiority boosts their 2 artillery, dice in the right place, up to 4s. So, roll the plane first at 2. It misses. It's 2 artillery units at 4. Get 2 hits, and they're defending infantry on his own at 3s, and he gets a hit as well. So next up will be the big bash in Tyrolia. The wide open plains of Ukraine, Sevastopol, Tatarstan and Kazakhstan are telling you there's not many units left up there. I think Austria-Hungary have to hope that whatever happens down here in Tyrolia, which is on the board ready to go, leaves enough room for units to rush through from their resupply point in Vienna to Galicia to Ukraine before the Brits come up and try to rescue the Russians. They've got their own problems with the Ottomans. I think the Ottomans are going to be playing a big role in this battle now for the Austro-Hungarians, even though they're on a completely different side of the Caspian Sea, is it? I'll have to find that one out. I'm going on O-level geography from more than 30 years ago. Probably dodgy. A bit like this attack. That's a good link, wasn't it? The Austro-Hungarians have got air superiority. So their artillery get boosted up to 4s. 4 units can get boosted up. It doesn't matter whether it's the tanks or the infantry. They're up to there. In reply, we have the Italian forces here and here, and some French forces here. They'll get to roll in defence. We shall start off, as I like to do, with the 1 lonely plane, trying to get a hit at 2, and gets a miss. Then, going big first, 4 artilleries, all rolling in at 4s. Just the 1 hit, oh my god. 4 infantry at 3s with their support, and they get 3 hits. That's a bit better. The 1 infantry going in at 2s, it gets a miss, and 2 tanks at 2. That's rolled off the board, gets a hit. So that's going to be 5 off of the opposition. Remember, we have got 2 tanks that can absorb. Everybody from this side, from the defenders, all rolling in at 3s. And 1, 2, 3 is getting worse. 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. Ooh. We take 2 off for the attacking tanks, they can absorb it. Yes, it is 7 hits. No, yes it is. Losing count now. So it's 5 aside. Bit like a football match. Russia's turn 5 by takes no thunking whatsoever. It's 4 guys. We do this all in one go. Up and over. Into Moscow. The guy from Livonia says, well, you're not attacking these extra states. You're not going to trigger the Russian Revolution. The Romanov family will survive. So we're going to go into there and add our support to this battle. Next up will be Germany. I expect a battle. We will see what comes out after that. The buy for Imperial Germany on turn 5 is a predictable blunt force. Let's hope it will be causing a lot of damage when they eventually get to the front. It may seem simplistic. It's not quite as simple as I first thought. They're going to be moving units from Hanover into Munich. That's a blocking move, and will eventually try to take Alsace back, but not this turn. Everybody else that was born in Berlin, these guys included, have already been slipped into Hanover, along with the tanks and their infantry units, and their reinforcements of 6 and 6 will go into Berlin later on. There was a thought of moving some of these guys via Prussia. I was thinking 2 artillery and 1 infantry to get this ball rolling back towards this direction, but I think that being as though there are no Russians left apart from up in Moscow and these couple of boats down in the Med, it will be a long time before the UK units can start making their way through, especially with the Ottomans starting to gather a more solid base. It's still 50-50, but I think Moscow, it won't fall this turn. Once again, my counting is corrupted. The Germans can muster an attack of 10 units versus 11 in defence, so Moscow will stay alive for one more turn at least. Yeah, it's on the board. Let's go there. We have 6 German artillery and 4 German infantry getting boosted up, all rolling at 3s. And what have we got? Oh, it's a monster. Oh, it's a... Oh my God. That's 9 out of 10. You saw it here first, folks. Also available for pantomime, weddings and bar mitzvahs. That roll is, oh my God. Sorry, I'm confused now. Russia have got a lot of work to do to try and match that. 9 out of 10, man alive. In reply, Russia, all at 3s. It's good, but it's not that good. And there's lots of 3s. In fact, the only hits are 3s. The rest of them are 4, 5s and 6s. I am flabbergasted once again. Russia, yeah, they slightly overrolled, maybe by 1, but Germany, 9 out of 10 hits. I'll put that on the board and I'll scare myself and see what's left in Moscow. I still can't quite believe that roll. I've just adjusted it on the board. We're going to move the German reinforcements into Berlin. Whilst I was taking the pieces off and counting en route, I was so shaky from 9 out of 10. I managed to drop one of my counters into the middle of Tyrolia and wrecked the whole place. I think I got them back in the right place. Just up there in Moscow. That's all that's left of the Russian forces. 2 guys. It's so small we can even name them Ivan and the Terrible. I shall give France a heck of a lot of thought and get back to you on the other side of this. This is France's go on turn number 5. I'm still quite excited from that German roll against the Russians, but I've got to put that to bed now. We're doing France. Thereby is infantry artillery to boost up from Paris, start moving that forward, and a plane and a tank. If the Germans are mechanising, they've got to do that too. There won't be any battling, however. What they're going to do is a slight shuffle of forces on the front here. We're going to take 2 of these artilleries and move them into Belgium, because we've got quite a pile here ourselves. That boosts Belgium up to 5 artillery, plus the Brits there also to help out. And we're going to swap this plane over from Belgium into Lorraine, should Munich decide to attack before France are really strong there. Obviously, Burgundy are going to move forward into Lorraine, and Paris are going to move forward into Picardy, I think. No, Burgundy. I'm in 3 minds here. And the one French transporter that I should have moved previous to, I keep forgetting to move these transporters, is going to move back 1, 2 into C zone number 2 and start picking up some of these Brits and bring them over. I should have started that ages ago. I don't know why I was so tardy in doing that. In North Africa, The guy in Egypt will move forward into Transjordan and help this multinational force. And slightly closer to home, when we get a bit clever with our transports, we're not going to go into Cameroon. We can leave the one British guy to do that on his turn, provided I remember. The two guys are going to go back out onto the ships from there and from here. All four guys are going to go 1, 2 into Sea Zone 26. Not stopping off in Portuguese East Africa, although they could do. But they'll work their way around to Transjordan themselves a lot faster than walking across the whole of the deserts and plains of North Africa. I think that will conclude, apart from reinforcing these guys into Paris, that will conclude video number 9. In video number 10, we will start off with the Brits attacking the Ottomans and loading more units into France. Oh, it's a monster. Oh, it's a... Oh my God. That's 9 out of 10.